Hello everyone. So you know how when you have an injury, I don't know if it happened to you, but boys a lot will relate to this, where you have an injury you don't want people to know about and you are limping, but you are trying to cover it up so that we don't see, or maybe your parents don't ask you what's going on. Oh no, you cannot go out to play. Oh no, you cannot join others for whatever, and we try to cover it. And so we are moving around with this injury until somebody maybe tries to do what they would normally do around that. I remember, for me, wearing shoes, and I didn't quite know how to walk in them shoes, in them heels. And after I was done with a particular one, my big toe, my God, it was very painful. But then I would not complain because I wanted to wear the shoes. And already my mom was telling me these shoes don't look comfortable, but I loved them. And so I would continue wearing those things. And even though my big toe was very hurtful, I would not tell anybody, because what are you complaining about? You don't hear word. Until, and this happens, somebody would just, you know, come and step on, like they can't see, they just, passing to where, I don't know, but sometimes they just either fall on the toe, do something that normally, if you did not have that burning sore that you were covering, you would normally recover from and just be like, ouch. But when they do it, yeah, the pain is right there. I react like, and then somebody's like, is that toe is tender. And then sometimes that is when they will see that the thing is red, or that it's infected, and that it is throbbing. And I'm just, carrying it there. Most times, that is how we carry around insecurities. Thinking about this whole thing called insecurities, most of the time, this is what is happening. Somebody has done something. We have had an encounter sometime in our past that portrayed something in a very bad light, and it is recorded somewhere in our mind that this is what fools look like. This is what poverty looks like. Anybody that is telling me something like this is trying to do what the other person did to that woman, and that was how they dealt with that woman. This is how it used to show. And so we have all these assumptions fueled by things that have happened, bad shoes that we have worn, places where we have been injured. That is what we have tried to carry around. And insecurities, more or less, are like areas of nakedness, areas of vulnerability, areas where we are touchy, areas where we are embarrassed about. And like Adam and Eve in the garden, what do we do with them? We take leaves and cover them. We kind of pretend. We say, oh, no, it's nothing. We cover them with these leaves. And then we move around and we mingle with normal people and we talk with people. And when I say normal people, is people who may be exercising their own injuries, but in different places. different examples are coming to mind. But then this is how we move around with leaves covering. The problem with using leaves to cover is this: when exposed to heat or cold or adverse temperatures, leaves will open up. Leaves do not have the capacity to protect. Leaves are going to peep through. However you layer them against each other, something is going to tear in the wrong way, and it's going to expose you. How does this happen? So when we have all these made up ideas of who people are, or that anybody that is coming close to us, that is how they start. That is how it used to start. That is how they would do, and before you know it, they insult you. That is how it used to happen, and before you know it, they stab you. In fact, all these people, they are examples of that Chinedu in the past, and this is how he started. And you are carrying these pictures of examples of fear. But what you have done by using leaves to cover it is that you have protected yourself, your own protection. You have built distances between you and such people. You have even gone further to use things like wealth to use things like acquired materialistic things. You have, surrounded yourself with 3 security guys, but you are still inside with that wound. And just remembering that sore toe that I used to have, if nothing touches it, I actually can, live with that sore toe. So long as nobody is stepping on it, so long as I'm not putting my leg inside that kind of shoe, so long as I'm just leaving it on the ground as is, I can forget about it. I can function as normal. I can walk without injuring that toe. The only problem is that somebody is going to step on it. When we move around with these insecurities, what happens is that before somebody even steps on it, if somebody comes around the vicinity to play around it, we are overly protective. We are not even just overly protective, we are aggressive. What kind of play are you playing? Why did you choose this particular sport? What are you doing here? We are attacking in nature. And the person who is just playing around does not understand why or what is wrong with him coming around that place to play. The person is looking at us and the person is like, what's wrong? And we are like, you cannot play here. Go somewhere else and do your jokes. And all that is happening is our overprotectiveness of an area we have refused to heal, of an area we have refused to look into and take proper care of. Because if we, even in our own space alone, opened it up and dealt with it, sought the kind of help that would take care of it, if we did that, then we will put our leg out, and if somebody hits it, the person will say sorry and the person will move on. And so the real solution to this is to explore these areas that leave you very aggressive, these areas that find you very upset, embarrassed, that find you exploring all these feelings you thought you had conquered. That you are cool, calm, collected. Everybody knows you that, oh, you don't do this kind of thing. And one day you catch yourself in front of the gate, shouting down a gate man, mad. And we are like, what went on? And you find tears in your eyes and you are very upset. Yes, go through that emotion. When anger comes, also do not over suppress anger, because they are telling you something. They are markers. They are alarm signs to tell you there is something here. They have touched this spot. This spot has been touched. This area that you have protected, it has been exposed. So don't cover anger. Learn how to control it, but don't suppress it. But after you are done going through the emotions, come down and sit down and ask yourself, why did that thing get me? Why did it hit me so hard? Why am I that upset about it? Open that area. Open it. Deal with it. If you don't deal with it, auntie, you are going to blow. It's not going to be long now. You will blow. We will hear your name. You will get that position. You will become that manager, right? When you get there, are you going to add to the quota of all the women that they have been using to abuse us? And then they'll say, now, women, they are all whatever. Are you going to be one other person testifying of the inability of all women who fold to control their emotions? Or are you going to deal with this insecurity before time? Every time you get upset, every time you get, really, really upset, every time you have an encounter and it leaves you in a state of hurt that you did not know you could feel, take time and ask yourself, why did this thing get me like that? Why did it get at me? What areas of pride, what wound of, self-conceit am I carrying around there? Unpack it. There are several ways to do it. Okay, I know there's a whole rave about therapy, and I do not have anything against therapy, but there are ways to go through it. You can pray about it. Yes, it is something that you can pray about it, and God can lead you into ways into solutions. You can read up. It is information that gives you the ability to explore these emotions and separate them and know what to do with them. But find a solution. Don't live life in in an unconscious mood. Don't be sleepwalking. Some of you are just sleepwalking. The day you see vex, you vex. You come back, you eat, and you continue. The day something makes you happy, okay, fantastic. You don't stop for one moment to ask, what are these emotions telling me? What is this anger trying to say? And so if you can fish them out, the best case scenario is that you are able to introspect and ask yourself, what are the areas where I might feel most uncomfortable about? But all of us are busy. You don't have enough time for that. But when something shows itself, when breeze has blown on that leaves that you're using to cover that area of nakedness, when something has upset you, take out time. Do not go and sow more leaves. Right? Somebody came to your place of work and they looked at you and they made one rash comment, and you say, oh, because of that, every time I'm coming, I will go with secretary, I will go with 2 people so that they know that I have arrived. Those are leaves. Those are leaves. Those are not going to further your case. Somebody is going to poke through those leaves and they are going to still get at you. So go and figure out, what is the source that I'm trying to use this leaf? Because what exactly is it I feel about myself? The way Oluchi, the way I do it is, I think out on paper. I write out all these thoughts on paper. And then I give my ideas of what I could do to take care of them. And then I pray about it. I will receive inspiration. I will hear one word from somewhere. Somebody is going to say something, and it's going to liberate me. I have heard several words like that practically broke the chains over some insecurity that I've been holding. Okay? And I still have some. I don't even know about them until somebody comes and makes one statement and it enters. It enters. I know that it has entered. And then I still go back and fish out that one and take care of it. And so these are where most insecurities come from. They come from something you fear. They come from something that you have not taken care of. They come from some assumption that this is the way something should look. This is the way my ideal life should look. And because something has happened in your life and your life does not look that way again, you have an insecurity around it. So these are the sources of insecurities. There are areas of insecurity that are not common to everybody. There are areas I'm very confident in. When you come to my workplace, it's my space. I rule here. I understand it. I do not exercise insecurity around it. Pick me out from here, right? And dip me right in a new environment. Whoa. Even I will be shocked at the different areas where I did not know I exercise insecurities around. Those things are going to pop up. And so, if you can take time and reassure yourself of your place, of your positioning in God, of the assurance you have, and you can walk in that confidence, then it's okay for heat to come. In measures. It's okay for wind to come and test the cover you are working with and see, does it get in? Does it injure you? Or are you completely healed inside? And even if we hit on that area, you just merely withdraw, because you must still withdraw from things that harm you, lest another one happens. So you just gently withdraw. You don't go and sulk. You don't stop talking, or you do not exercise the symptoms of someone who is wounded. These are things that you can do. So that is one source of insecurity that I know, and I think that represents the majority of the source of insecurity. But you can sort that out. There are ways. Therapy is still a thing. There are people who specialize in it. Find one. Okay? Thank you.